All right, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Master Agency call. Um, Today we have some training towards the end. Some of the agents asked because on the IUL we try to maximize the cash value and income for the client, but then sometimes if we don't set it up right, you only get like $100 commission on a $300 a month IUL. So I wanted to do some training to show you how to kind of maximize the client's cash value and income, but still don't sacrifice your commission. So we'll talk about that towards the end. This is our leaders. So on the team leaders, we have Ashton Hart, Tanner Redding, Gloria Mendoza, Rose Vincent, and Veronica Sanchez. Key leaders, we have Kat Cusick, Jessica Jackson, Annabelle Hazelton, Nora Fermento, Jason Powers. And agency owners, we have Frank Brennis, Bo Hirschfield, Stefan Brennis, Sean and Amanda Kim, Landry Peterson, Jared Quinn, Gino De Rosario, and Drake Stratton. If you don't know who your leaders are, I recommend you to plug in with them and make sure that you get all the support that you need so that you can be successful in this business. Upcoming event, the one that is most important for us right now is the Ignite conference. It's March 16th to the 18th, and we have quite a lot of people joining us, and it's going to be one of those events that can help you really take your business to the next level. If you want to find more about that, you can use this QR code, and we're going to also go over the slide to show you the discounted ticket. 2026 Simmies. So this is where Kimmy's we started last year in Denver. And Simmies is the top producers and top leaders of symmetry. They're going to be awarded for the different categories. And this is February 11th, this Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And that is 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So would love for you to join that and see what agents are doing in symmetry. Producer and capital bonuses. So this is an update. If you're using the Quility digital products, so when we say for new agents, Quility digital products are a proprietary product that only Symmetry agents can use. So even if somebody is contracted with Banner Life through another IMO, they cannot offer these products. So it's very unique. And also, all of these products are instant decision. Everything is also integrated into your HQ Quility Navigator. So if you use these products, it's fully bonusable products. And if you were to be using other products, you can get up to 50% bonus on the other products. So I would recommend you to focus on this, especially as a new agent, because most of these products have the highest commission. You get most of your commission level, symmetry commission level paid out to you. So you will be earn more income and also you'll have a chance to earn more bonuses. Lead credit. So we have agents who are actually right there to hit this lead credit of $250. So how do you qualify? If you use one of these products on the right, Banners Beyond Term, SBLI Easy Track Term, MM, QSFP, UHL's QSFC, Forrester's Live Well Plus, and F&G Quantum IUL. So if you place these policies, five of them, you get $50 for each product placed. So if you sell five, that's the minimum, then you get automatically 250, and you sell more than that, you keep getting $50 towards your lead credit. So think about that. We get an average on an average agent closing ratio, you get a 3 to 5 times return. So $250 can be an additional $1,000 or $1,500 commission for you. So more you sell, more lead credit you earn, which will also ultimately give you more business as well. The digital double down, Symmetry Destinations. So Symmetry Destination is a trip that you can win through Symmetry. And typically we have a lot of trips that are carrier specific. So you go for Mutual of Omaha or Banner Life or Americo. But with a Symmetry Destination trip, you can utilize any of the Quility products to the right, you see, and then that all counts towards your production for this Symmetry Destination trip. So top 10 producers, top five agency owners, top five agency directors and up, top five base shops, and top five directs. And my biggest recommendation is if you're gonna work hard anyways, why don't you go for one of these trips and spoil yourself and your family member? It's the best way to do this business. And these are some of the exclusive experiences that you can go for. So, Americo, Los Cabos, Mexico, Quebec City, Canada, and then Papagayo, Costa Rica, Bluffton, South Carolina, and then Reykjavik, Iceland. So you can choose which one you would like to go. And then Ignite. This is coming up pretty quickly, March 16th to the 18th. And this is like the semi-annual conference because we have the annual conference in Denver, which is symmetry-wide, quality-wide, 5,000 plus agents all get together in Denver, Colorado. That's a once a year. But between those times, because it takes a full year, and we need another conference to kind of learn more and also be motivated to do this business. So if you want to really learn about how to make more sales, how to build your business, this is the conference you should be at. And this is hosted on the Hilton Anatoly in Dallas. And you can utilize this QR code right here to get the discounted ticket. It's usually $299, but it's $159 only if you were to purchase this ticket in the next 10 days. And then the tickets will be all gone. And these are the people who already have registered for conference. So shout out to all these people who are coming. So excited to see you there. And these are agents who are committed to actually growing in this business. This is the schedule. So 16th is when a lot of people actually fly in. And 17th, there's a main stage and breakouts. Breakout session is one of my favorite. And we have a couple of leaders who are going to be teaching breakout sessions. So if you wanted to plug into a class where agents are doing $100,000 a month in business, or if you wanted to start building an agency and build a passive income and a legacy, you can choose what class is best fit for you. And main stage and mastermind lunch. And then the last night, March 18th, there's a superhero party. So bring your capes and costumes so you can have a lot of fun. Okay, again, it's March 16th to the 18th. You still have a chance to make this trip happen. And then we have the business development session. Mr. Frank Brennis himself, he teaches you how to build an organization and how to build and recruit and really build that culture up so that you can build that passive income. And I would say, Frank, you've been doing this for a while. What are some of the things that you teach on this class?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is why did we come here, right? Some of you wanted just an income, others wanted to produce what most want, which is a system-driven income. And if that's your goal, that's what I teach. Ultimately, we do want to produce, we do want to go out and crush this, but we also want to invest in our future business. And that's through actually looking and finding others that you could duplicate and then with the intent to multiply your business so that you don't have to physically be there all the time in
Mm,
order for it to run effectively. So, and like I see it firsthand, Sean, when we first started,
mm,
it was kind of a dream, right? And then literally 8 years later, you're looking at people duplicating and you're actually dealing in multiplication now. And this is where we want to be. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty cool seeing it firsthand. And I'm
yeah.
grateful to just teach it a little bit and just fired up to have you guys. So come on by. We teach also how to place, Craigslist ads, how to do your top 25 to reach out to them. That most people that you'll see here, their top 25, typically they'll have probably a family member or someone really close that'll be anchoring their business. So you look at Bo, Jason Powers came from his warm market. You look at me, my brother came from my warm market. Bo came from
Mm,
Stefan's warm market. And so there is a lot to be said to that. And that's pretty cool if we build this thing that way. So anyways, I like to impart that wisdom with you guys and help you grow.
awesome. Thanks, Frank. And Elite Training with Sean Kim. This is every Thursday. We teach you about a particular product. We do some illustrations, sales techniques to help you to really help more clients get protected. And then right after that, we do a case prep. So if you have a potential client or if you set up an appointment with a mortgage protection lead and you need some help finding out what's the best product for the client's health, their age, and their budget, we'll help you with that. Bring that on Thursday. Okay. All right. And impact and income challenge. This was amazing. I mean, the goal was for 10,000 points, which was donating $10,000 to Make-A-Wish Foundation, which children who have terminal and critical illnesses, we grant them a wish. And 10,000 was the goal, and we surpassed that by almost 31%, 32%. $13,199 has been donated through your hard work, and you're making a difference. So congratulations to you all. 75 hard challenge. So we got to reset too. Yeah, we got to reset again day one. Man, I would say 60 days and 60 day the
60
challenge
is
a lot easier. 75 hard is a different animal. So, but this is ultimately helping you to be in a better physical shape, also helping you have a better mindset, and also help you with your business. Follow a diet. You can choose any structured plan, no cheat meals, no alcohol. Complete two 45-minute workouts. One workout must be outdoors, cannot be back to back. Drink 1 gallon of water. That's about 4 liters daily. And then read 10 pages of a non-fictional book. Something for personal or leadership growth will be great. Take a progress photo and business action items, something that you can write down and accomplish it every day. So, and if you failed, it's okay. That's the beautiful thing about life, right? If you fail, then it's okay. You just get back up and do it again and keep challenging yourself. So this is really to help you grow. So let's do it together. And dial room bingo. So every Saturday, Jessica and some of our leaders and agents get together and do the bingo, which will help you to make your dialing a lot more fun. You get a bingo card just like this, and you can print it out or you can just have it pulled up. And every time you get an objection and you can overcome it, you can cross that out. And when you get a bingo, we actually will put you on the spinning wheel and give you a chance to win different gift cards. Okay, so that is every Saturday at 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern on the sfgdojo.com. I'd love to see more agents participate.
So let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel real quick. Do you have the list with you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, names. Go. So we have Jessica. Let's make sure we spell it right. And Veronica. This is Evans, and then Stefan, Frank, Ryan, Charles, Omar, Lucas, and Gale. Perfect. Let's see who gets a
Starbucks gift card.
Starbucks gift card. They have by the way, guys, Starbucks now has a protein meal.
Protein latte. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. Stefan, congratulations. We'll go ahead and get that sent out to you today.
Wait,
Uh,
Sean, what'd you
yeah,
say about what does Starbucks have now?
A
they
protein latte.
yeah, so they have a
Oh,
protein milk, so you feel less guilty and you can hit your macros. That's my justification. Yeah,
got it.
definitely. Yeah, so congrats, Stefan. Let me just refresh this. Here we go. Okay, there you go. And let's talk about the newly onboarded agents of the week. So week 1 of February. Wow, look at this. Quite a lot of new writers. I'm newly onboarded agents. Hirschfield Agency, we have Bella Shigolev, direct to Bo Hirschfield himself. Stratton Agency, we have Carly Wallach, direct to Jory Mills. And in the Get a Life Agency, we have Maha Musan, direct to Lucas Sloan. And Frank Brenna's agency showing off. Look at that. 5 recruits
Let's
in a
go.
week. We have James Goedy. Hopefully I said it right. Direct to Jessica Jackson. Tim
Yeah,
Morton.
it's Cody.
Goody? Okay. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Goody.
And new
Uh,
writer.
yeah, and he's a new writer, so we're gonna actually give him a shout out on the next slide. Tim Morton, out of I think Vermont, he said, director Frank Brennes. Andrew Polder, director Jessica Jackson. Derry Gale Faulkner, director Frank Brennes, and Mario Bravo. That's a cool name. Director Jorge Medina Jr. Wow, Frank, your team is, yeah, growing, man. Congrats, and welcome to the team, everyone. First time writers of the week. So we
Yes.
have Bella Shigolov in the Hirschfield Agency and Maha Musan in the Get a Life Agency. James, when did you submit the application? Was it do you know what day
That
would
was
that
on
was?
that was on Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Okay, yeah. So the Saturday will count for next week because Symmetry Business, a Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific and 12 midnight Eastern is the cutoff date. So you will see your name for the next week's first time writer. Congrats.
Cool. Thank you.
Congratulations to Maha and Bella. And we're going to do a new writer spin the wheel. So agents who have submitted their first application gets a chance to be on the spinning wheel. And let's see who the winner is. So it was Bella and Maha. Okay, let's shuffle it. It's 50-50 chance. It's pretty good. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow, by a little bit. So Bella, congratulations, Bella Shigolov. We'll go ahead and get that $50 lead credit deposited into your lead stream, which you can use for purchasing any of the Symmetry leads. Congrats. All right. And let's go over the top 5 agents of the day. So February 2nd, we have Brock Tinsley. We need a headshot of Brock Tinsley up here. He's a rising star. 1298. Justin Diamond, 2160. Lucas Sloan, 2602. Stefan Brennes, 6373. Edged out by Chris Trila, 6889. Nice. And then February 3rd, we have Chris Trila again with 1029. Stefan Brennis again, 1113. Daniel Gomez, 1221. I think he's also one of the newer agents. That's awesome. And then Nora Fermento, 1536, top producer. And Bo Hirschfield, 1897. Congrats, everyone. And then February 4th, we have Paul Willie, 470, Justin Diamond, 3305, Erica Laughlin, 3972, and Bo Hirschfield again, 4123. And February 5th, we have Victoria Evans, 1446, Drake Stratton, 1917, Bo Hirschfield, 2169, and Stefan Brennis, 3934, and Landry Peterson, 5177. That's a great day. And February 6th, look at this leaderboard.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is one of the highest day. Jamie Knight, 2663. Jessica Jackson, 2852. Jorge Medina, the Honey Badger, 2996. Alima Dean, 8641. And Landry Peterson, 37,775 APV. Guys, that's incredible. Landry, are you on the call?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is so inspiring, man. I want you to kind of give a little bit of idea of what kind of client it was and how did this happen. Kind of give them the background so they know how long of a relationship that you've been building with this client. That'll be great.
Yeah, I met him in like 2021, so 5 years ago. He had a few years since he had cancer. His net worth is really high, and he had this 10-year term, and then 10 years came up and he let it go. And then he got another 10-year term, and that came up and he let it go. And then 3 months later got cancer
Hmm.
and was uninsurable at that time, but they removed the cancer. He's good to go. 99% chance it doesn't come back. And then we applied in 2021 with three carriers and they all declined them. And then I just, started talking to the underwriters, like, what do you need to see to approve them? And so I just worked with all these different companies, and National Life Group told me if these things are here, we'll approve them. And so we waited 2 more years, and then he actually got approved for 10 million of coverage for 10 years. And he loved that policy so much, he reached back out to me this year and asked if we could double it and do the same policy. So he has two 10-year, $10 million terms with National Life Group.
And was
Wow.
he a lead?
No, it was like a referral of a referral of a referral, basically. So, I mean, my background is 5 years at New York Life where we didn't have leads, so I was just trained on how to get referrals, and so I still do that today. Just if I do write a lead, I'm trying to get more business from that, and that's where it came from.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing, Landry. And you know what? Actually, you did mention the accidental death portion. Maybe you
Yeah.
can share with about that too, because he's a daredevil too. So maybe you can talk about that.
Yeah, when he got declined for all those carriers at the beginning, I said I could get you some accidental death, and he was just said, okay, yeah, just do that. But a lot of our carriers, like some go up to 500, some go up to 200. So I think he has seven maxed out accidental deaths with any company I could possibly be contracted with.
Yeah, he
So
has almost couple $1 million in accidental
yeah,
death,
I think
right?
it's 2.1 million total in accidental death, which costs them like maybe $200 or something a month, all combined.
Yeah. And doesn't he travel around the world to like ride motorcycles or something?
Yeah, last time I talked to him, he was like on a motorcycle in Vietnam or something. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. But yeah, congratulations, Landry. That's so exciting. And it just shows you with this business. Like Landry spent 5+ years being a New York Life agent, being a partner, and building that relationship, developing clients. And you can do this business through warm market and leads. You don't have to just choose one or the other. And that's the beauty of the Symmetry business model. A lot of companies say, oh, just do warm market or just do leads, but you can do both here. So congrats again, Landry.
yeah, thanks.
And then February 7th, we have Lucas Sloan, 1489, Caitlin Crawford, 1786, Thompson Walker, 1790, Kat Cusick, 2330, and number one was Alima Dean with 4,887. Alima's killing it. Look at her on the leaderboard. And I saw her making so many appointments also on the Ignite Blitz, which we're going to go over who the winners are. And then February 8th, which is Sunday yesterday. So we have Gala Bentivoglio, 865, and then Chris Trila, 1,716. Now, let's talk about the Weekend Warriors. These are all the agents who have submitted at least one application during Saturday and Sunday during the weekend. So Saturday, look at this. We have James, Stefan, Chris, Lucas, Caitlin, Thompson, Kat, and Alima. And yesterday we had Gala and Chris. So shout out to all these agents making the weekend because when I was in the field, Saturdays were my biggest
For sure.
days. Whether you're dialing or running appointments, just people are home. So take advantage of that. That could be the day that can really help your business grow. All right. So Weekend Warrior spin the wheel. All the agents that have submitted an application, we're going to put you on the wheel and see who wins a $50 lead credit. Okay, Lima, Cat. We have Thompson. We need Thompson's picture on there too. It's been pretty consistent on the leaderboard. Chris Trila, Stefan, James, Chris again, and then Gale. All right, shuffle it and spin it. Okay, so it's Caitlin Crawford in the Hirschfield Agency. Congratulations, Caitlin. We'll go ahead and get that deposited in your lead stream. All right.
Hey, Sean,
Yes.
Millie wrote too, but you know how like it goes into submit and I gotta approve on some of the new carriers?
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't get notifications. You know how op takes like a couple days sometimes to do that or it gets lost in the
yeah.
sauce? So maybe we can add her or something
Okay. Yeah.
on
So
that.
it was that a paper app or something? Is that what happened?
No, if it's a new, it's like let's say it's a new carrier and
Yeah.
you put a new number inside of opt,
Yeah.
it goes into approval by the AO.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes like they'll email you, they're supposed to email you right away, but
Mhm.
sometimes it shows up 24 to 48 hours later.
Oh, okay.
So again, we apologize for the system, guys. I didn't build
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
if I built it, it would work.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's weird because the usually if it's like when we submit it by e-app, usually shows up. So I don't know what's the problem, but yeah, definitely we'll add her for the next one, Frank. Thanks for letting us know.
Thank you. Sorry, man.
No, it's okay. All right. So let's go over some base shop numbers. I want all the agency owners to give them a shout out to all your agents. So let's start with Kim Agency, 5312, two unique writers, three apps. Uh, Sean and Amanda Kim, 1915, and Veronica Sanchez, 3,396 APV. And Jericho, are you on the call, Jericho? I see.
Hi, Sean. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I saw Gina's name. Okay, perfect, Jericho. Yeah, could you go over your base shop numbers for us?
Well, we have Nora Formento, of course. The number one here is 2,770 with two apps. Jamie
Mhm.
Knight, 2,663 and 64 for three apps. And then Janet Gertine, 653 with one app.
Yeah, thank you. 6,087, three unique writers, and six application in total. And Mr. Drake Stratton, the cowboy.
Yeah, so we got myself with two apps, 2,200, and Justin Diamond capping off the week with 50, just under 5,500. And another congrats to him for hitting a slingshot this month. Super excited
Wow,
for him.
great job, Dustin. Congrats, man. So 7,675 APV, two unique writers, and four applications. And Mr. Frank Brennis.
All right, all right. Thank you for that. That's we have Charles Malone at 489, Kat Kusick at 597, TJ at 677, Millie Stewart at 1008, Davari Jackson, new writer 1136, Ryan Hilliard 2717, Jessica Jackson 3200, and the Honey Badger at the top at 5,996 for a grand total of 15,800, eight apps with eight unique writers with 13 apps. It was a good week, but it was a tough week. I was hearing people, there's a lot of stuff that was not approved. So, all right, guys, let's go.
Yeah, thank you. And Hirschville Agency, I don't know if Bo's on the call. If Bo's not on, I'll just go over it. So Hirschfield Agency,
I
we
I
have.
think Chris is on.
Oh, Chris is on? Chris, you're
Tree
on?
Law. Tree Law.
Miss Creel? I didn't see his name.
Okay, he was on
Yeah.
earlier.
Okay. Yeah, we can go over it. So Hirschfield Agency, we have Bella, Aaron, Paul, Caitlin, Erica, Chris, and Bo himself. 28,490 APV, seven unique writers, and 20 applications. And Get a Life Agency, Mr. Stefan Brennis.
Growing.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, all right. I'm proud of this crew here. All right. Awesome. We got new writer, Maha Musin. All right. Is she on the call? All right. Is Maha? Yep, she's on the call. Maha, welcome, new writer. She's direct to Lucas Sloan. Lucas is building an army over there. So shout
Yeah,
out to
let's
Maha.
go.
We got Darren Patterson, right, coming in. We got Kathy Rizzo. There's more of her to come. She just wrote an app. Haven't had a chance to do the graphic yet, but shout out to Kathy Rizzo, direct to Christina Passanisi at 1380. Lucas Sloan leading by example at 4,709. All right, and he's got some other apps coming in here. We got Miss Alima Dean, fully focused Alima Dean plugging in. Man, she's on fire right now. She got some leads. She's crushing it. Alima, 8,641. And then yours truly, 14,713. So I'm very proud. 6 writers, guys.
Yeah.
Let's not make this a fluke. Let's double this. Let's double
Yeah.
this. Let's go. I like being number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
All
team
right,
is
awesome
growing,
job.
man.
Awesome job, team. All right.
Yeah. Get a life agency is growing.
Yeah, let me have a screenshot of that. Let me screenshot that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll share the slides with you so you
Yeah,
can.
awesome. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
I'm missing on our
30,000
slide.
APV, 6 unique writers, 23 apps. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Mr. Peterson.
Yep. All right. Oh yeah, we had Victoria Evans with 1446 with an app. Daniel Gomez, shout out to him. I don't know if he's on the call, but he came actually down to Vegas to work in person a little bit with all of us and ended up writing 3 apps for 1545. Brock Tinsley, 2486 with 2 apps, future top producer. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
And then myself with 5 apps and 42,000.
Wow. Yeah, leading from the front, Landry. Wow. 48,000, 4 unique writers, 11 applications, #1 base shop. Congrats, Peterson Agency. And top 10 APV producers. We have Caitlin Crawford, Erica Laughlin, Lucas Sloan, Justin Diamond, Jorge Medina. And then top 5, we have Alima Dean, Chris Trila, Bo Hirschfield, Stefan Brennis, and #1 was Landry Peterson with 42,950. I think just mute your Jericho, mute the line, please.
Okay.
And then top app count, we have Daniel Gomez, Jamie Knight, Alima Dean with 3 apps. We have Jorge Medina with 4 apps. Caitlin Crawford, Lucas Sloan, Chris Trila, Landry Peterson with 5 apps. I think 5 apps a week is a really good number. That's about 20 to 25 apps per month. Yeah, your income is definitely going to be showing. And then Bo Hirschfield, 6 apps. And then Stefan Brennis, 12 apps. I love that. I love leading from when you're leading from the front so that you can set the pace for your agents. And top agency builders. So #1 team leader was Ashton Hart with 5,466 with 2 apps. And #1 key leader was Jason Powers with 9,804 with 5 apps. And agency owners, it was Landry Peterson Agency, 48,431 with 11 applications. Top 20 APV producers for the month. We have Thompson Walker, Sean and Amanda Kim, Drake Stratton, Brock Tinsley, Jamie Knight, Ryan Hilliard, Nora Fermento, Kat Cusick, Jessica Jackson, Veronica Sanchez. Top 10, Erica Laughlin, Caitlin Crawford, Justin Diamond, Jorge Medina, Lucas Sloan. And then top 5, Bo Hirschfield, Chris Trila, Alima Dean, Stefan Brennis, and Landry Peterson, #1, 42,952. Yeah, it's gonna be a great month. And it's even though it's a shorter month, agents are fired up. So let's break records this month. Ignite 2-day Blitz Challenge. So what we did was Thursday and Friday, 5th and 6th of February, we had agents jump on the sfgdojo.com from morning to evening. Agents were making dials, setting up appointments. And we're so proud of you guys because look at this. Look at this board. I want to be a little closer, but agents said, actually, it has to be updated. We set up total of 52 appointments during those 2 days. And APV-wise, we did over 79,000 APV during those 2 days. And it's all you guys making it happen. So congratulations to you. And number one agent who set up the most amount of appointment was Andrea with 12 application appointments set in just those 2 days. And she's a newer agent in the Peterson agency. So shout out to Andrea. And then when it comes to the APV, this is the top. Remember, we give top 4 agents the tickets to Ignite. And if you are not coming, then you can win it. We go to the next one, okay? So I want to make sure agents are making. I know Landry's going, Stephanie's going, and then I'm not going to count myself on this. And then so Alima Dean and Justin Diamond, if you guys are going to Ignite, just have a proof that you have a flight booked to Texas, Dallas, Texas, and we'll go ahead and get that ticket assigned to you. And that'll be the general admission ticket. And if you're already, I think Landry Peterson already has a ticket for Ignite. That means yours gets upgraded to a $600 ticket to VIP ticket. So yeah, congratulations, Landry. And in case these agents do not go to conference, then we're gonna go ahead and go to the next agents who are on the leaderboard. So shout out to all the agents who participated on the 2-day blitz. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of energy. Okay. So to finish off the call, I wanted to share something with you because we have an amazing new product that is proprietary to Quility and Symmetry agents. It's the F&G Quantum IUL. But with IULs, there is a dilemma for a lot of agents, which is if we were to make the target premium and death benefit too high, then client doesn't really get as much cash value accumulation. But if you were to make the target so low and just focus on the maximum cash value accumulation for the client, agents might get only a couple $100s in commission, even though they work really, really hard. So we need to have some kind of a balance. And I wanted to show you how to design the F&G Quantum IUL for clients who are not really looking for like a budget-friendly IUL, because we have Americo IUL and Mutual of Omaha IUL, which is really budget-friendly IUL that's mostly focusing on protection, best bang for the buck. Whereas the F&G Quantum IUL is more focused towards the cash value accumulation. So how do you do that? So we're going to go to the Quility platforms. So this is your hq.quility.com homepage. And on the top left corner, you can click this 9 little boxes, Rubik's Cube looking thing. And there's Navigator. So you click on the Navigator. Then it takes you to the Navigator platform where you can quote, where you can start the application for the Quility digital products. Okay.
Thank you for calling the iPipeline support line.
I
Please
think that
press 1
somebody
for
is
iPhone
unmuted,
chat.
so maybe you can mute your line. Okay, perfect. So here you go to quote/apply, and then you click quote/apply again, and you're going to click create new. And we're going to use your client as the name and date of birth. Let's say May 31st, 1985 is the date of birth, and we're going to make a female client and click create client. Once you do that, there's term, final expense, and IUL as an option, product type options. So we click on IUL in this place. Solicitation state. We're going to do Texas. There you go. Click quick quote. And it takes you to this page. And last time when we did the F&G Quantum Simplified training, which you can find on the Kim Agency YouTube channel, you can rewatch that. That one was really the easiest way to do the illustration. Now, I wanted to show you a little more advanced, but this is something that you can utilize to give client that maximum accumulation, but still not sacrificing your commission. So advanced, you click start. Health class, we leave it on standard. Would you like to solve for face amount or premium? So this is asking, do you want to choose your own premium to get the face amount? Or do you want to choose the face amount and get the premium? So we're going to click on face amount. And please choose which to solve for. And this is where you can make the decision. Minimum non-MEC, and there's a target. If you are wanting to just give a client a well-balanced policy that is affordable, but also gives them a good, pretty good accumulation, you'll click target. If you wanted to give client a maximum accumulation where it focuses towards the maximum accumulation of cash value and income, then you click on minimum non-MEC. Okay, minimum non-MEC is what you would choose. Monthly premium. Let's say I have a rule of thumb where if a client is wanting to do for retirement, we tell the client to add a zero behind their age as a monthly payment. So if a client is, let's say she was born in 85, so what is that? She is 41. 41 years old. So let's just say premium should be around $400, right? 410 or $400. So let's just make it easy and to put $400. Years to pay premium. You can change this. So what does this mean? Client doesn't want to pay for the rest of their life. They don't want to pay when they're 100 years old. They want to just pay until they're going to retire. And then once they retire, they want to stop paying into it, stop contributing to it, and then start withdrawing income. So here, what you can do is you can literally do an year or age. Year means that you can choose the number of years the client pays the monthly premium, and then when does it stop? And then age means that what age do you want the client to continue to pay the premium up to? So to make it easy, you can click age and say, you know what? I want the client to retire. She said she wants to retire at 67. Then you can put 67 and have age there. Or if the client just want to pay for 20 years, you can click year and just put, you can 20. Does that make sense? So age, we're going to do 67. And remember, guys, this client is 41. 67 years old is about 26 years of payment. But if a client is already in their 50s or 60s, then I would recommend you to not stop paying at age 67. Because if the client is already 60, then 67 is only 7 years, and that's not enough time frame for you to pay the premium to really get the accumulation. Does that make sense? And then here, you don't have to really touch anything else. You go to next. And death benefit option. This is very, very important. You want to choose option A. And I know people who are more advanced, you could do option B, switch from option B to A, but I wanted to make it as simple as possible. If you do the option B or switch from option B to A, this will make your commission like $100, $200 only. Option A still maximize the accumulation. If you remember on the software, it says minimum non-MEC. We're forcing the policy to be focused on the cash value accumulation, but we're also doing the option A. Okay, option A, and then solve for, you put it on minimum non-MEC. That's key. Index options, S&P annual point to point. This has been the best performing one. And how do you know? You show the illustrative rate and it says 7.05. This has been performing the best. So I put 100% on that. Next, disbursement. This is if you wanted to show an income to the client, how much money that they'll be able to withdraw tax-free as an income for the rest of their life. I would do loan if you're wanting to show the income. You can leave the disbursement mode in annual and then solve for maximum income. That's where I leave it. Begin disbursement age. I match this usually to the age that the client stops paying into it. Do you remember we said that client stops paying at the age of 67? This is starting the income right after client stops paying the income at the premium at 67 and start going to withdraw the income at 67. And how many years to take disbursement? What is the typical the life expectancy of Americans. It's about 79 years old. But we want to give a little longer than that, right? So you can decide how many years the client can withdraw the income. I typically like to give the client up to at least around 90 years old. So how many years does a client need to collect income to hit 90? 67 plus 23 is 90. So we go ahead and make this 23 years of income. Loan type, we leave it on variable. Loan rate, we just use the current max. And pay loan interest, you use borrow from policy, not pay out of pocket. Borrow from policy, what does that mean? The cash value that you have in an IUL that's accumulating, it's going to pay for any interest of the loan that you borrow against the policy. So under the tax code 7702, the accumulation in the life insurance cannot be taxed as long as it's taken out as a loan. Because why? Loan is a debt and debt cannot be taxed. So that's the loophole that wealthy families are using to utilize the money, and we can usually call that like an infinite banking policy. So this is the way I will set it up: variable, current max, and borrow from policy, and you click next. Riders already included: terminal, critical, chronic illness rider, overloan protection as well. And next. Reports, you can just leave it at that, whatever is already defaulted, and you click illustrate. Once you do that, it takes about 30 seconds to generate an illustration. It's going to give you an overview, kind of like a highlighted page of what the policy accumulation value and what it looks like in terms of coverage. So what does it say? Standard non-tobacco, $293,000, and monthly premium is $400. And it shows you a snapshot. Year 10, client has about $43,000 in cash value accumulation. Year 20, $142,000. Year 30, there's about $329,000 in there. And starting at the age of 67, client can get an income of 23 years of annual income of 23,800. So that's about $2,000 a month, right? That's quite impressive. So if you wanted to take a look at the illustration, under illustration, there's this like eye looking thing. You click on that. And it says life insurance illustration. How awesome is this software? You can get an illustration of 29 pages in just seconds. Wealth transfer, living benefits, additional riders, tax deferred accumulation. Those are some of the highlights. I want you to scroll down. Usually the pages that I show the client. Page 9. Accelerated benefit for critical illness rider. In case client has heart attack, stroke, organ failure, ALS, aneurysm, tumor, significant burn, end-stage renal failure, invasive cancer, they can get up to 100% of the death benefit. But depending on the severity, that percentage amount changes. Terminal illness rider. If a client has 24 months or less to live, they can also access up to 100% of the $1 million if that's the maximum amount of payout. So if a client has a 293,000, that will be the maximum. Chronic illness. If a client cannot perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living because of a chronic illness, they can advance up to 25% of the death benefit each year. So this is another benefit. So like long-term care, nursing home, things like that. So these are included in the policy. How awesome is that, right? Tabular detail. So this is a very important page. This is where it shows you over the years how much money it's going to accumulate over time. So on the left side, it shows the client 41 is because client is currently 40 years old. And when she has the birthday, it's 41, right? So this is a 1 year anniversary it's showing, 1 year anniversary of getting the policy. second year, third year. So this is the age of the client at that time. Plan premium outlay is $4,800 in a year, which is $400 a month. You can see up here. And non-guaranteed assumption, current interest rate. This is what the average is over the last 20 plus years, but it's actually quite conservative because we have done more than 8% average, but we want it to be more conservative in showing the numbers. And when you scroll down, take a look at this. So by the time client is around 60 years old, there's about $142,000 in cash value and $293,000 in death benefit. At the age of 67, client has put in how much? $129,600 of premium over time. But if you take a look at how much accumulation there's $269,000 in there, tax-free. So at the age of 68, client does not pay any more premium, $0, right? No more premium being paid. But what's right next to it? Withdrawals and loans. Client gets an income of almost $24,000 a year, tax-free. So if she lived up to 90 years old, she would have withdrawn $548,000 in tax-free income. This doesn't get added to your Social Security and other incomes. This does not raise your tax liabilities or your tax bracket because you're borrowing against your life insurance policy. So let me ask you this. Who on this call, if you put in $129,000 while you're working and you can withdraw $548,000 of tax-free income, who'll be down for this policy? Show me some ones on the chat. Yeah, I know. So just remember, this is the education. Life insurance, I think all life insurance are great because we're protecting the biggest assets the clients have, the ability to work, the homes, right? And the other liabilities that they have. But if you were to get them a protection, it protects them. Imagine this. If you put $400 a month, this client who is 40 years old puts $400 a month and pays in $400 until 67, and she says, I'm retired. She gets an additional $2,000 a month in income, tax-free, on top of her social or whatever retirement plan she has. And during that 20 plus years that while she's paying this, if she had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, she has access up to $293,000 in there. And she doesn't have to wait until retirement to pull the money. Let's just say in 10 years at 50, she has $41,000 in surrender value. And she's like, you know what? I need to buy a new car because my car broke down. She took out like $20,000 out of it and buys a car with her tax-free money. She can do that. If she has an emergency fund or she wants to take a 20th anniversary vacation or anniversary trip with her family members, whatever that is. So this gives you option and protection, and client will never lose money based on the market fluctuation. If the market crashes, the client's cash value stays exactly where they are. And if the client didn't die, if the client didn't get sick at the age of 67 or end of 67, so starting at the age of 68, client can receive that income. And at the age of 80, if the client passed away, look at this. I'll give you the scenario. If a client passed away at age 80, client received how much income tax-free? 310,000. And look at the death benefit. How much is death benefit? $194,000. So that means this client received $310,000 of tax-free income while she's alive. And when she passed away unexpectedly at the age of 80, she left her family $194,000 as a legacy. Tax-free death benefit. It's pretty awesome, right? Okay, Kat, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. And
Yeah.
you may or may not know the answer to this, but I've just kind of been like just reading a lot of different stuff on IULs and been in a couple of different like chat boards and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
There's all this talk after the Kyle Busch thing that, lawyers and stuff are really like targeting agents for the verbiage being used around selling IULs and
Uh-huh.
stuff. Um, and I read something that was talking about using the verbiage tax-free income
Hmm.
on an IUL can present a real problem. Have you heard that versus saying tax-free loans? Have you
Uh,
heard that? Is that like a
so
thing?
yeah, so the couple things, right? I would say one of the biggest thing about the Kyle Busch thing was that it was not set up correctly. So
Yeah,
that's kind of the basis of the whole thing.
right,
When an IUL's not set up correctly, it's like a term. So it's horrible. So if an IUL is properly set up, then it should do what it does. And that's why you always let the client know that if you're a new agent and you're not really well versed in that, do an FIF reset so that somebody that already is well versed in IULs and annuities to talk to them about it. Because if it's hard-earned money that the client's putting into this, you don't want the client to lose a policy in 10 years and be upset at you. And now you feel bad because client lost insurability and also lost all the money that they put in. So always we're focusing on the client. Verbiage wise, there are a few things that, it's kind of in the gray area, like you said, Kat. Tax-free income, because that is an income for the client. So, I still use the word tax-free income, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always say tax-free loan against the cash value policy. So that could be a more of a less less maybe I would say controversial language that you can utilize for the client. But at the end of the day, if a client is taking out as a loan and then it's supporting their income to help them for retirement, it is type of an income. And you know
right,
what wealthy people do, Kat? What they do is if they have a property like a home or like a building or they have stocks, they leverage and take a loan out from the bank. They don't actually cash those out,
right.
right? But they don't call it really an income, but it is an income because there's a
Yeah,
tax loophole for the people who actually loans against their property or asset. So what
yeah,
we're doing is we're just showing it in a more general public of America, whereas the middle income to middle lower income families, they're just doing it in a smaller scale. So, like Kat
yeah.
said, you can utilize those verbiages, but it's better to be a little safer. So, if you're not super confident, always talk to somebody that is more well versed and certified in these products.
Yeah, I just asked that because I always say tax-free income as well when I do it. And I was like, oh God,
Yeah.
do I need to stop saying that?
Yeah, yeah. Let me take a look here. Let's take a look if there's any questions about this. Any questions on this? Okay. Any IUL. So Jericho says any IULs are not created equal. Yeah, it's true. Subject matter expert. It's how Elon bought Twitter by leveraging loans against Tesla stocks. Yeah, it's very true. And remember, if you take a look at the normal families, and I wanted to debunk something for you. Do you know how Dave Ramsey and Primerica and a lot of the gurus say, "Oh, don't buy an IUL, don't buy a whole life, just buy a term, invest the difference." Okay, so let me tell you, if hypothetically in an ideal situation where a lower middle income family member, instead of paying $200 into an IUL, they pay only $50 because they got a term instead and put that $150 that they're not paying into an IUL in whole life and put it into a index fund in the stock market and keep doing that over time. Yes, in an ideal situation, that could work. But how many, just look at the people around you, like your family members and friends. How many people will actually put the money that they're saving in a life insurance and putting into index fund? A lot of them don't. They watch Netflix, they go out and eat, they buy some toys that they use for a little bit and then they don't use it ever again. So what I found out, and I helped thousands of families with IULs, what I found out is most Americans do not have the discipline to put that money aside and put it into an investment like a let's just say an IRA or Roth IRA or put it into an index fund. They don't. So guess what happens? Let's just say hypothetically this 40-year-old female, instead of getting an IUL or whole life, put it into got a term for $50 a month and then put 150 into like a index fund, right? So if the client does that, then they could have a good retirement by the time they retire. But most people, what they do is they pay the $50 and get a cheap life insurance that is a term that has no living benefits. And guess what happens? Are we just making a hypothetical where clients are always healthy and they're going to have no health issues and no financial crisis during the 20, 30 years while they're accumulating money? How many times the cars break down or family member gets sick or something come up, you need to bury a family? So those Dave Ramsey situations only account for a perfect scenario. But what if a client has a heart attack, stroke, cancer? What if the client needs some money for different things? You're not accounting for that. And with an IUL, clients actually have protection with critical, chronic, and terminal illness. So it protects them while they're accumulating money, right? And also another thing is if the client has a 20-year term and this 40-year-old female turns 60 and they didn't put the money aside of $150 into an index fund and they have no retirement in a 401k, what happens? At 60 years old, don't have a retirement, don't have a life insurance, and they're in a very bad financial predicament. So I'm not saying IULs for everyone, whole lives for everyone. I'm not saying that. But for the general American public, what I found out is this helped them to give them the discipline to protect their family and also put the money aside for their future. And it's tax free. The money that you put into the $150 into the stock market, into index fund, later you still have to pay taxes when you pull out the money. So there's a big difference there. So when you are talking to people who are so set about that, to say, hey, in an ideal situation, that could work. And something else, Dave Ramsey, I looked into it. Do you know he is a partner and investor of the term insurance companies that he actually promotes and sponsors? So it's all about money. Yeah, he might be helping people get out of debt, but he still has financial interest in offering those terms. So don't just believe everything that you hear is what I'm saying. You learn about the product. You make the best decision for your clients and your family. Okay? Any questions? And we'll go ahead and wrap this up. All right. So hopefully it was a good training. This is recorded. We'll go ahead and get this posted sometime today on the Kim Agency YouTube channel. And again, I wanted to just share something with you. A lot of people right now, they're suffering financially. And do you know what's the worst thing about it? They don't have any money for retirement, but they also have no protection in place. So when a family member passes away or family gets sick, it wipes their finances. So have that type of conviction because we have agents here who lost their family member and they had to go through that and they've seen that in firsthand what it is like. So go out there, protect more family and help your family to have a generational wealth and build that wealth together. So have a great week and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.